Hi, how are ya? Diane Martino here from Art and Soul Creative Healing and Creative Whales, right? Wellness, healing, art and ascension, love, life, living, because we want to live healthy lives, energy, enthusiasm, excitement for life, and as for our soul and our spirit. So I want to come to you tonight, tomorrow, this morning, whatever time of day it is when you watch this, and share with you something about what I noticed today. I had an event today, which was really great. And I met lots of new people who were looking to get healthy and find out about ways to feel better and help their body. And that's what Creative Whales and Art and Soul Creative Healing is about. So today I worked with them about stretching. And I want to share with you the results of what happens when you stretch. Like, do you stretch? Do you give yourself big stretches and move your body? And, I think it's really important. You know how, like, when a cat stretches or a dog, that's where they get downward dog from. So, yeah. So, stretching. So one thing that's really, really important to remember is that when you stretch, you should keep your breath slow and fluid. Slow inhales and expand the body, and slow exhales and contract the body and tuck your tummy back. We use our diaphragm, which is right below our lungs, and it's the largest muscle we have for breathing. So breathing is, I always come back to breathing, right? That's my thing. I always come back to breathing. That's kind of our foundation, I feel, for everything that we do. So yeah, breathing. But stretching, why is stretching important? Well, it loosens tight muscles. These folks worked at computers and desks, and I asked them that what their biggest, what do you want to stretch? What are you kind of looking for? So the two biggest answers I got was the neck and shoulders and upper back and the hips from sitting. And so when we sit improperly, we're curling our lower back. But when we sit on our sit bones and our legs are parallel to the floor and our lower legs are perpendicular at a 90-degree angle, we have better posture. So instead of sitting slumped in a chair, your back will eventually hurt and you're not using any muscles to keep you upright. So the next thing that's really good for stretching is it keeps your flexibility, keeps your muscles flexible, and it keeps them long. Do you ever see people who can't straighten their arm because their arms hurt? It's really good to just stretch your muscles. Like what I teach in structural yoga therapy practice, it's called the joint freeing series. So what that does is it frees your joints and it strengthens the muscles. I'm using my shoulder as an example because I just had a shoulder injury. So my main goal was to strengthen the weak muscles that were surrounding the shoulder. I was carrying too many gallons of water. So I finally bought a water distiller for my home. So now I don't have to carry gallons of water anymore. I filter it through the distiller, and then I put it in glass bottles, and it's good for consumption. So distilling really takes out impurities from your water. So the next thing, which I just talked about, was your posture. It brings your spine into full alignment, right? So instead of sitting sideways or like this, your spine, which is 33 vertebrae, it's very interesting because the each vertebra has a particular connection to the rest of your body. Like one of the nerve endings through your vertebra in your spine makes your little pinky work. Not quite sure which one it is, but you can't move without the nervous system that comes through your spinal column, right? So it also, as I was saying, when you sit properly, you keep your spine aligned and you're sitting at a nice 90-degree angle, it alleviates your back pain. How many of you have back pain? That also comes from not hinging at our hip flexors. So I'll get to that in later videos, but I just want to share with you the huge benefits of like stretching. Like, give yourself a stretch. When was the last time you stretched your body? Or lean forward? You know, if your back hurts, you start to work gradually and slowly. And that's what I do. I work privately with people because I always feel I want to see what people are doing. I feel they could injure themselves if I'm not present with them at the moment. So that's my personal feeling on it. And it helps you sleep better. Now, who doesn't want to sleep better? It helps you sleep better because if you use stretching as part of a yoga practice, you know, seated forward bends are about letting go. It reduces your mental stimulation because you're focused on your breathing, you're aware of what you feel in your body, and you're not focusing on all external things. That's why I firmly believe that it's really good to be silent in your yoga practices. I know a lot of people play music and do all different things, and that's not how I've learned and how I teach. So to each their own. So some people really enjoy it, and if it gets people interested in yoga, I'm all for it. So it helps you prevent injuries because once your muscles are supple and warm, they're not going to just pull. They have an increased blood and oxygen flow to them. The joints have greater nutrients, and it transports the blood through the body. So everything's being nourished. It's like when you start a car when it's cold in the winter, those of you who live in the north, and you start it and you go. You can't do that because everything has to run through the system. Well, your body is a system, and it's a really cool system because it does all these things all the time without us having to start the engine. But we do start the engine. We stretch. We do physical activity. We eat the right foods. We drink clean, healthy water. And we have really healthy, pure thoughts through meditation. So these are all the practices I teach to help you get jump started and have a really healthy, happy, full life. So mental clarity, that's my biggest joy from doing this, because a lot of people, if you ask them to inhale up, exhale down, they think that's a lot. So you're just moving with the rhythm. You're getting your body and your breath to synchronize themselves, which is very challenging, but it also brings you a lot of mental clarity, which also in turn activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for you resting. It's also responsible for your digestion. And the parasympathetic nervous system, as I've taught in previous videos on breathing, it gives you a feeling and it creates calm and peacefulness in your body and relaxation. So if you exercise, you should really stretch before you exercise. Again, the imagery I gave you with the car, you don't just want to start a car in like 30-degree weather and go, because things are not lubricated, right? We want to lubricate things by feeling stretches and strength and all those good things. So it also improves your mood. If you're sitting like this all the time, and forward body is a big sign of introversion. And so if you stretch and you open the body and you breathe, it just elevates your mood. It's really quite fascinating. It also improves your cognitive performance. So I made a list of things because I didn't want to forget to say everything, because I think it's just a wonderful, simple way to get you started, to do maybe 5, 10, or 15 minutes of gentle stretching with very focused breath every morning. So it relieves tension headaches by stretching your neck and upper back. So this is a simple practice. So Sit comfortable if you'd like with me, and we'll do this to release the head and neck and any tightness you might have in your shoulders. So you're going to inhale and lengthen through the cervical spine, and then exhale, take the right ear to the right shoulder. Keep breathing. Never hold your breath. When your next inhale comes, come on back up to center. And exhale, take it over to the left. So notice I'm not doing this and I'm not slumping. I'm keeping the neck long. It's like I'm reaching up and over to keep the length through the cervical spine. And in turn, you'll feel a gentle stretch. And we only want to feel gentle stretches when we begin, right? So it'll also improve your range of motion. So I use this example a lot about muscles. So we've got a range of motion here. Now, if my arm, I only extended my arm to here, I always kept it bent. Eventually, I wouldn't have a full range of motion in my arm. So you always want to get the full range of motion in the joint, stretching the muscles. And it's very, very, very simple movements, right? Like your legs, your hips. We want to try to straighten parts of our body that we keep bent all day, right? If you're sitting down. So it often manages discomfort and reduces pain. And I said this before, it releases tension and tightness, which can be signs that you're holding. Do you ever sit like this? You're doing something and you're really focused and your shoulders get really sore. That's because you're holding tension. So, and again, it improves your posture because you're lengthening. You're not collapsing the spine by lengthening, right? Sitting tall, you're lengthening the spinal column. So those are some really awesome things to explain to you what they are and why stretching is so good for you. So I had a lot of fun today helping people. We did mostly physical practice because I was present with them and asking them where their discomforts were. And so the main focus for people was their neck and shoulders. So we gave them simple movements to do. And the biggest thing I found was their breathing. You know, once they started to breathe, the blood and the oxygen flowed to the muscles, and they were really feeling much better by the end of the practice. And we also did some deep relaxation in one of the groups I had. And they were very happy about that because it was a long day and it was a wellness event. And they were going to different areas of the wellness event. So to get some relaxation. So even if you sit and close your eyes for about 5 or 10 minutes during the day and you focus on your breath, it relaxes your body and you start to create these really good chemicals in your body, which is really cool. So I love that aspect of being able to use your own body's functions. You don't have to carry anything. You don't have to carry weights with you. You don't have to carry rubber bands or straps we use in yoga or blocks. So you use your own capacity, your body's own innate intelligence, which is really awesome, to help yourself stretch, breathe, and bring yourself to a relaxing state. Isn't that cool? So I just want to share another thing that I started using about 4 months ago is something called the Life Wave patch. And it is activation cells patches. And do I have any here? No, I don't have any here. And you place them on the body and they're phototherapy. So nothing goes into your skin. Your actual heat from your body's own innate intelligence is using the patches to activate your natural cells in your body. And they renew and regenerate. And I'm thinking much clearer. I get so much more done, so focused. If you're at all interested in learning about the X39 Life Wave patch, I'll have the information below, or you can get in touch with me. But remember, the greatest, greatest, greatest thing you can just start doing, even if you haven't started doing anything. Stretch your body, and just start to feel like you're lifting up, lengthening, breathing, whether you're seated or whether you're standing. Stretching is going to be the best thing you started doing for yourself. So I'm really happy to share this information with you because it's so important for us to feel vital. We're moving in the Northeast, the Northern hemisphere. We're moving into the winter months where we tend to be more sedentary. And so even if you're at a desk, you should get up and stretch every hour at least for about 5 minutes. Drink some water. Water helps to hydrate the organs, hydrate the tissue in your body, and it flushes out the toxins that build up in your organs, like your liver. Your liver filters things. So that's what I have for you today, this evening, this morning, or whenever you do watch this. So if you're interested in having a one-on-one private session with me, we can consult on a Zoom call, or if you're interested in the X39, get in touch with me and I'll share so much more about those wonderful, wonderful activation patches. And that's it. So I'm really, really grateful that you took the time to watch this to the very end. Please like, share, and most importantly, subscribe, because I'd like to go live on YouTube soon, and they make you have a certain number of people. So my name is Diane Martino, Art and Soul, Creative Healing. I have so many more creative ways for you to heal, working with the chakras. But let's start by stretching. Yes. Om Shanti. Namaste. Love you all. Have a great evening, great week, and I'll see you next week, Mondays and Wednesdays.